Years ago, an Olympic gold medalist returned to his hometown of Brightlingsea to a street parade and a hero's welcome. Reg White was a sailor and he'd won his medal at the Montreal Games of 1976.
Reg died 3 weeks ago, and today the people of Brightlingsea turned out again to pay their respects, lining the same streets on the same route.
Brightlingsea 1976, a hero's homecoming for Reg White and his sailing partner John Osborne. This small Essex town, steeped in sailing, had its chest out with pride. Today the people came out again, but this time it was to say goodbye. Reg White died at the age of 74. He was taken by a heart attack, taken as he'd just come off the water and taken far too soon. They packed into All Saints Church today, and there were more outside to hear Reg described as a man universally loved. He belonged to Brightlingsea, but he was also one of Britain's finest. Twice he was Yachtsman of the Year.
Reg died with his sea boots on, as he would have wanted to. I'm absolutely certain of that. Streets were lined. I mean, what greater tribute can you give a man? He was the greatest. He was my friend, and I'm pleased of that.
Reg White wasn't just a sailor, he was a boat builder and pioneer. The catamaran he created won the Little America's Cup and was hailed as the fastest sailing craft in the world.
I'm just emotional about this whole thing. We shouldn't have any regrets. He had a fantastic life, achieved more than most people could ever dream of.
Reg was a character who would love dressing up in his white tux and Hawaiian shirt. He loved wearing yellow socks. And today, for his funeral, his family wore yellow socks too.
He used to wear yellow shorts, yellow socks and yellow shoes. So we always took the mickey out of him. So today, he's the one laughing at us with our yellow socks.
Reg White died here, in exactly the same place that he first set foot on a boat as a young boy. He was wearing his sailing shoes. There's talk of a permanent memorial, and no one will be surprised if a few of his ashes find their way onto Brightlingsea Creek. Sean Peel, BBC Look East, Essex.
Now, if you have ever seen a sea eagle, you'll know it's a breathtaking sight. Their wingspan is about 2.5 metres, and there were plans to reintroduce them to this region, but now it's unlikely to happen.
The idea had already run into fierce opposition from farmers worried about the impact on their livestock. But now it seems the proposals have been killed off by a lack of money. Mark Worthington reports.
With a wingspan of almost 2.5 metres, the sea eagle is an awe-inspiring sight. Once hunted to extinction, the UK's largest bird of prey has been successfully reintroduced in parts of Scotland in recent years. But now, with its funding gone, a plan to do the same in Suffolk may never get off the ground.
Supporters of bringing sea eagles back to English skies have always said that this stretch of coastline and the wetland reserves that lie just inland offer the best chance of a successful reintroduction and the best chance of the eagle's long-term survival.
But a welcoming habitat hasn't meant a warm welcome. In Suffolk's farming communities, there's been fierce opposition. The fear for the area's pig farmers that passing eagles would cause panic and terrified mothers would crush their young.
And it's an absolute total relief to us because it was madness in the first place. This bird would have come over the top, would have killed a lot of our pigs, jeopardised our income, jeopardised our business in total. We're now so relieved that we can get on with keeping pigs, which is what we're here to do.
Natural England is well aware of this strength of feeling, but denies withdrawing its funding means giving in to the No campaign.
We're not bowing to opposition. Today's decision is about the current economic climate, the need for us to focus ruthlessly on our existing commitments.
For bird lovers on the RSPB reserve at Minsmere, there's disappointment but not defeat.
It's a blow that Natural England can't put money up, but I really hope we can go ahead with this project. The RSPB's got funders who are still very interested in seeing sea eagles back here. It would be fantastic if they were, but I think we have to take a bit of time and see whether we can go ahead or not.
2 centuries have passed since the sea eagle died out in England. It's now likely to be many years before any return. Mark Worthington, BBC Look East, Minsmere.
Stunning though, aren't they?
Now, where were you watching when England drew with the USA in the World Cup? I was on the sofa. World Cup Mike was with the American fans in Suffolk. We'll see what happened in a minute.
Of course, what most people have been talking about is that goalkeeping blunder by Robert Green. Let's get the latest now from World Cup Mike.
Yeah, hello Stuart. Unfortunately, Robert Green made headlines for all the wrong reasons against the United States, didn't he? He started his career, of course, with Norwich City and spent 5 seasons in the first team, but on Saturday night, his big day went horribly wrong.
This is Dempsey.
On the greatest footballing stage, a monumental mistake.
And it's a nightmare moment for Rob Green.
The moment Rob Green's world was torn apart. Another former Norwich keeper, Brian Gunn, was found relaxing on the greens today, but the quality of only one green was the hot topic.
I don't know what he was thinking about at the time. I mean, it seemed like his body was in good position behind the ball. You know, he had clear sight of the shot. As goalkeepers, we've all been there. You know, we've all made that type of mistake. It's horrific, but, you know, I think he's a good enough goalkeeper to overcome that.
Once idolised by the Norwich faithful, now vilified by the national media. But how do Norfolk folk now regard their former hero?
If we take him out of the team now, I think he's got no chance. I think that's him destroyed.
If the goalie makes a mistake, it's much more noticeable. Whereas if a striker, like Heskey, misses a chance, nobody goes on at him as much, do they?
Can you excuse that sort of error?
World Cup, lost us 3 points, possibly no.
BBC Radio Norfolk asked listeners to text in. The response?
On the positive side, somebody here saying in 1966 England drew their first match, so thanks Greeno, you've set us up to win the World Cup. And finally, this one, Robert Green has been announced as the new head of BP. A spokesman says he's an expert on spillages.
It'll need many more saves to put him on the road to redemption, if handed the chance. Tom Williams, BBC Look East.
Hope you had a good time on Saturday night. I had a very good night with the Americans at RAF Mildenhall. They were loud. I was quite loud, so at the end of the night, the old ears were ringing a bit.
There are 6,500 Americans living on or around the airbase at Mildenhall, so in a sporting context, we were right behind enemy lines. The Galaxy Club is on the base and a popular place for soccer fans to watch the World Cup.
Steven Gerrard scores!
Great start for England, bad start for the USA.
It's gone a bit quiet on this table.
Yeah, it's an unexpected early score.
Well, you know, we had to give you a chance.
1-0 means nothing, so I'm not worried yet.
I was so relaxed I thought it was time to try a few chicken wings, but then came the Robert Green thing. Now you've seen it before, but you haven't seen how the Americans reacted. Yep, you're right, they were quietly understated, as Americans often are. The second half was exciting, and fans on both sides did get a little overexcited.
Who was the better team?
America.
No way!
Yeah, way!
We gave you a goal, didn't we?
Hey, y'all need to fire y'all goal. Y'all need to fire y'all goal.
After the match, World Cup Mike was reporting for the BBC News Channel when it all kicked off. Happily, I didn't drop the ball, so to speak, and honours were just about even on the night. Now, we've got some photographs to show you. The first one from the Frinton Free Church, which was open for the game on Saturday night. Looks as though there was a World Cup lion there as well. There was a big screen at Great Notley near Braintree. 2,000 people there on Saturday night. Looked a bit cold, coats on and everything. And we've got this photograph from Andy and Kirsty Payne from Cambridge, and they were at the Holland game, and they're in South Africa till England go out. Don't forget, we want your stories and we want your photographs. Here are the contact details. And before I go, I just want to say a big thanks to the Letchworth and Baldock District Scouts, who thought my set the other night looked a bit rubbish, so they've sent me these Jambo bees, and very nice they are too.
Thank you. Back to you.
Very sophisticated.
They will make
Thank
all
you.
the difference. We have our resident American here for the weather, but no chanting, please.
No, I won't repeat the scenes of Saturday night. It does look like weather-wise